Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video we are going to start a new subject, that is ISC, Information System and Computers. So the students who are new to this channel or who are not from my university, for them I should tell that the ISC subject, Information System and Computers, it's already some of the concepts have been cleared in the physical classes. Due to KSRTC buses strikes, the classes have been shifted to online. So I'll be continuing the concept which is left at the physical classes. So this topic we need to cover is SDLC. So SDLC, System Development Life Cycle. System Development Life Cycle. Till now in the ISC subject, in the first chapter we discussed the meaning of information, we discussed the meaning of data, we discussed the meaning of information system and computers, and we discussed a number of information system, types of information system. We got to know the different types of information system used for different purposes. But how this information system is built or how this information system is made? So to answer this question, the topic we must study is SDLC. So SDLC is nothing but the process of making the information system. In simple terms, SDLC, System Development Life Cycle, is nothing but it is just a process of making the information system. So when we are talking about the entire definition of SDLC, so I have already discussed the meaning of SDLC or the definition of SDLC in the classroom. So we discussed that SDLC it is System Development Life Cycle, and it is also called as Software Development Life Cycle. It is composed of various number of clearly defined work phases. So I told you it is a life cycle, right? If it is a life cycle, system development life cycle, it has many steps, it has many different or distinct work phases which are used by the engineer developers. Can information system be made by a normal human being? Can it be made by a commerce student, or it can be made by art student? It can be made by a person who is specialized in that particular field. So the persons who are specialized in the particular field are the software engineers or the system developers. So SDLC, System Development Life Cycle or Software Development Life Cycle, it is a process. It is a process of making information system which has a different or a distinct work phases, which is followed by the system engineers or system developers to test, maintain and distribute the information, for testing, making and distributing the information. So SDLC, in simple terms, in easy to remember, the meaning is just it is a process of making the information system. Now SDLC has many types. So like we have information system many types, SDLC is also having a list of types, that is it has 5 types of SDLC. Let's discuss it one by one. So the first one, so types of SDLC, we have a list, that is it has 5 types. So first one is waterfall model, second is V-shape model, third is iteration model, spiral model and agile model of SDLC. So let's see the first model, that is waterfall model of SDLC. So here waterfall model of SDLC. So waterfall model of SDLC. So as you can see here, there are various steps. One is analysis, design, implementation, testing, deployment and maintenance. So all the steps are like the water is falling down. So same here, the steps are like, if we have done one, if we are successful at one step, the next step will be design. If we are successful in this step, the next step will be implementation. Here we are going to another step, or we are going like water is falling down. So same here, the name is just given to understand that if we are successful at one step, we will be successful at the another step. Like the water will be flowing, there is a one phase like water makes its own way. It cannot be stopped by any restrictions. It makes its way by its own. Like here also, if we are successful at one step, will be going to another step. If we are successful in this step, we'll be going to the another step. So let's discuss what is this requirement analysis. What is this first phase, which is called as requirement analysis. So what is requirement analysis? So see here, SDLC, system development life cycle. As I have already told you, the information systems are made customized, right? So customized means according to the preferences, according to the needs of an organization, the information system is being made. So here, if you want to make information system according to the needs of the company, means we should know what are their requirements, what they need from the information system, why they want information system, right? So here, requirement analysis here in the sense, we need to know the goals of the business, for what purpose they want information system, whether they want to improve their operational efficiency, or they want to minimize the disadvantages which are going in the production, or it can be anything. So here there are two main questions, or what questions I can say, what questions are asked is, who is or who will do it. So here, for example, if you are talking about manufacturing system, so manufacturing is done by who is doing that manufacturing? If you want information system for manufacturing, right, we have already discussed the manufacturing information system. So who is doing this manufacturing? Next question is, what are the resources available? So what are the resources through which you are using and making that production? Next question is, why it should be done, why you want this information system? You want to improve your production efficiency, you want to achieve more goals, you want to maintain that particular data safely. If that particular department, manufacturing department, if it has an information system, all the data will be recorded and it can be used in the future whenever the need arises. Can be anything. Why you want to do that? First question is, who is doing that particular work, what are the resources available, and why you want to do that particular work in information system only. So these things can be asked, these types of questions will be asked to the company by the system developers to make the information system. That is called as requirement analysis. So it has a simple chart, let's see that. So first is establishing the project team. So see here, making an information system, building an information system is not done by a single person. Obviously, if you want to decide anything like our family matters or anything regarding the company in our profession also, we'll consult to number of persons. We'll make a team, or we'll take advice from one or two persons. Like here also, it is not done by a single person. Single person will not be able to make an entire information system. It has a team. They have a cooperation of a team. So first, establishing the team, the project team will be established. Next, the preliminary investment. So here, investments according to the information system, its needs, the investments will be increasing or it can be decreasing. So preliminary investments preliminary investments, if you are ready with the preliminary investments, the current system. So current system here in the sense before the information system is being adapted, before the adaptation of the information system, how was your environment in the company, that system will be studied. But if you are not ready with the investment, the steering committee, the report to the steering committee will be sent. So here steering committee, what is the steering committee means? Steering committee it consists of persons or a committee that prioritize the work. They will give orders to the business. So if you are not ready with the investments, the reports will be sent to the steering committee that the particular investment is not being ready by the company, so this project will be delayed. But if you are ready with that, the current system will be studied. Next, the users. Who are the users? Like and the examples, manufacturing means the people who are engaged in the manufacturing, they will be the users. Next, the data regarding the manufacturing, the manufacturing process, manufacturing department, all the data will be recorded, because the information system is made for the manufacturing department, right? So for that purpose, the data will be collected, or data will be analyzed or checked for the process of making that information system. Next is BPR needs. So BPR in the sense business process re-engineering. We are re-engineering, we are rebuilding our business, we are improving our business. So what are the needs? Why you want to improve your business? Why you want to adapt the information system? Depending upon that, we will make the information system. Next, whatever the needs will come, that to fulfill that needs, the BPR, that is business process re-engineering, will be done. After doing this, again this step will be, this report should be given to the steering committee, where the committee will prioritize the work, or they will give orders to the business for the next process. This is one step where the requirements are analyzed, requirements are get to know by the system developers from the company side. Next step, is system design. So after getting the requirements, needs of the information system, particular company, department or company, the next step will be system design. So according to that, the design will be done. So what are the hardware, what are the softwares we need to make that information, and also the what are the programming languages can be needed for that particular information system. Those all things will be designed, for the purpose of making the information system. Next is implementation. So implementation here, after designing that whole information system, the implementation will not be done at a stage. The implementation will be done by dividing in the information system into the units, or segregating the information system into a parts or the units. So implementation will be done by a part wise, like first unit 1, unit 2, unit 3. So first they will implement the unit 1. If it is successful, they will go to unit 2, unit 3. Next is system testing. So system testing here, first there is another chart. Through with this chart we can easily understand system testing, or system testing here starts. Here this testing will start if there is any defect. There is a test script through which we can know how to implement the information system. Like it is a manual. If we bought any electronic items, they will contain a manual how to use this particular device. Like that only, test scripts will be there, the manuals will be there, how to start this information system. If there is any defect found, that will be reported to the employees. Again, the employees here in the sense the system developers. again they need to create a new version. But if there is no defect finding, everything is right, everything is good, 100% good, then that particular information system will be delivered to the user. Next, system deployment. System deployment here means, deployment means it is sent to use or ready to use. So if no defects are there, it can be delivered to the user for using. So system development here in the sense, it is ready to use, or it is ready to work, or it is ready to produce the information. Next is system maintenance. So system maintenance is a main important step, we can say, that everything which is done from the first step till to the fifth step, for maintaining all these things, this system updates should be done regularly, the system care should be done, updates should be done, and maintaining that information system, getting repairs, etc., for the future benefits. For future benefits, the maintenance should be done. So system maintenance, it can also be done by the system developers only. So giving the regular updates monthly, or once in a 6 months, yearly, any if there is any defects, repairing those things on time, leaving any, if there is any defects, leaving that for a whole time, can be big expenses for the company to bear. But if on time, in time, if you are maintaining that information system, it can go for a longer period of time for the company. So these are the waterfall model of SDLC. So hope you have understood this first type of waterfall model of SDLC. For my new students who are first years, this is the first video, and after a very long time I made a video to be posted on my YouTube channel. So if there is any mistake, or if you don't understand anything, you can easily ask in the comments below, or in your WhatsApp group. Thank you.